I found a possibly controversial statement. I wonder if it's true. I watched Be My True Premises test on YouTube, and I looked for a sub-argument, but the author didn't offer one, and I'm not part of his audience, so I decided that it failed the true premises test. Hi folks, thanks for joining me. This is the inaugural edition of Be My True Premises test, where we'll be focusing on evaluating arguments, evaluating premises, evaluating the truth of premises, and evaluating the form of arguments. So, in the Standardize With Me episode that hopefully you have watched about the thing, we looked at 2 or 3 arguments from a clip of the thing. In this episode, we're going to evaluate those. So, let's look at the first argument. So, if you remember, they tested the blood of one of the hostages that McCready, Kurt Russell, is holding at flamethrower point. And let me just say one quick thing. I was looking at the script we were looking at in the Standardized With Me episode. They were talking about Copper. The guy's name was Copper, and it was messed up. And I was saying Cooper, and in fact, in the movie, it wasn't Copper or Cooper. It was Windows that they were testing. So in this standardization, we've got Cooper. So just bear with me. So this is the way we'd standardize it. Premise 1, if Cooper or Copper is the thing, then his blood should crawl away from a hot needle. And premise 2, in fact, Cooper's blood did not crawl away from the hot needle. Therefore, Cooper was not the thing. And so let's first of all look at the truth of these premises. So first, let's look at the second premise. Cooper's blood did not crawl away from a hot needle. Well, is that statement true or false? Well, it was. I mean, Yeah, it is true, and why is it true? Because we saw it. That's what we saw happen when McCready put the needle in the blood. Okay, so what kind of statement is it? It's an uncontroversial empirical statement. I mean, that's just what we saw. Empirical deals with what we can observe with our senses. Even in theory, something we can observe, we could, if we wanted to, check and observe with our senses. In this case, we did see that Cooper's blood did not crawl away from the hot needle. So that's uncontroversially true. So one of the 2 premises passes the true premises test. Let's look at premise 1. If Cooper is the thing, then his blood should crawl away from a hot needle. Is this statement true? It's a little bit more complicated, this one. So does McCready know this for a fact? What is he basing this on? This premise? Well, what he's basing it on is the fact that in a previous interaction with another incarnation of the thing, he observed something. He observed something that made him conclude that something like this premise was true. That if Cooper is the thing, then his blood should crawl away from a hot needle. Let's check this. I mean, let's just check the clip from the movie just to see what it is in fact that he's basing this on. We're able to do this because we've got the movie, and we can just jump to the part and see what he's basing it on. Okay, so this is kind of analogous to just being able to check a fact. Okay, so in this case, we're able to check his evidence. So let's just go to the clip in the movie and check his evidence. Okay.
Clear! Clear!
Clear.
We're on fire, McCready! We're on fire! All right, go! Window! Window, get in!
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Okay, so we've been talking about McCready's theory. We just saw the evidence that he appears to be basing his theory on. Okay? The thing about theories and hypothesis is that they're not, I mean, for one thing, they're not, you never know them, you never know them with certainty. You never know that your theory is the absolutely true theory. Okay? You just never know that. You know? So for example, at one time they thought that objects fell to the earth because the earth was the center of God's creation, and naturally everything would want to be closer to the center of God's creation, so things fall downward. And then, Newton said that things fall downward because of a force called gravity, that's instantaneous. And that was a better theory. And then Einstein said that, well, no, it's not a force, it's a curvature in space-time, and it obeys this form, these formulas. Do we know that Einstein's, so what my point here is that, science is based on explanations, Einstein's theory is an explanation. So Einstein observed some anomalous phenomena, natural phenomena, some anomalous phenomena that seemed to not fit Newton's theories of physics, of gravity, right? There were some experiments that showed some really weird behaviors of light. Okay, and it didn't fit the kind of mechanics, the ordinary classical mechanics of the time.